All right, we got a lesson today called Ordered Pairs and Relations. Let's jump right into the vocabulary here because this is where we're going to really understand what's going on with today's lesson. First vocabulary term says a coordinate system in which a horizontal number line and a vertical number line intersect at their 0 points. This is a coordinate plane. We actually have a coordinate plane on this page down towards the bottom down there. We're going to go ahead and label some things down here. We're going to kind of make a visual representation of each one of these vocabulary terms to really help us understand what these terms mean. So circle this coordinate plane right here. Draw a line straight up from there and label this the coordinate plane. All right. Let's go to the next one here. Next vocabulary term says the point of intersection of the x-axis and the y-axis in a coordinate plane. The x-axis is the horizontal number line, the y-axis is the vertical one, and we'll get to that just in a second here. But they intersect at that 0 point, and that 0 point has a special name. It's called the origin. So make sure you get that written in. And then we're going to drop down here, and we're going to point out the origin here. So go ahead and draw a line right to the origin there and make that into an arrow and label this origin. Alright, let's do the next one here. The vertical number line that helps to form the coordinate plane. So the vertical one is the one that goes up and down. That's called the y-axis. Y-axis. All right, let's drop down here and let's label the y-axis. It's this one here that's going up and down. So draw another arrow to that and label that y-axis. Okay, the next term is the horizontal number line that helps to form the coordinate plane. So the one that goes side to side here, that's going to be the x-axis. So we can write that in. And let's do this from underneath here. Go ahead and point to that x-axis. Okay. The next one here says the 4 sections of the coordinate plane. The 4 sections of the coordinate plane are called quadrants. Quadrant, that prefix quad meaning 4, you'll see that in other words, that means 4. 4 sections of the coordinate plane here. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's write quadrants right here. And it's going to get a little bit messy here, but this is going to help us kind of understand, talking about these 4 sections here. So draw an arrow to this one, to that one, down there, and down there. So all these 4 sections here of the coordinate plane are called quadrants. Okay. We're kind of going to move and make some stuff over here on this side now. So we're kind of done with the actual coordinate plane picture here, because this next one says a pair of numbers used to locate a point in the coordinate system. It is written in this form, x coordinate and y coordinate. So we can, with any 2 numbers, we can locate any spot on this coordinate plane, and these 2 numbers combined are called an ordered pair. Oops, just an ordered pair. So let's go ahead and down here we're going to create an ordered pair and we're going to label it here. So let's say we got something like, I don't know, let's do something really basic like 6, 3. So it has to be in parentheses, and it's got to have a comma between them. So circle this whole thing. This whole thing is called an ordered pair. And with that, we can locate any spot on the number line. In this case, 6, 3 would be to the right. We'll start at the origin, to the right 6 and up 3. So that would be that point right there. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. The first number of an ordered pair is called the x-coordinate, because it tells us where to go on the x-axis. So this first number right here, and let's go ahead and just circle that first number and draw a line out here. We're going to call that the x-coordinate. And that's going to tell us where we're going here. So if we start at the origin, if we're going forward or backward, forward would be positive numbers, backward would be negative numbers. It just tells us where to go on the x-axis. So that first number tells us where to go side to side first. The second number is the y-coordinate. And so we're going to go ahead and circle this one here and call that the y-coordinate. And the y-coordinate is going to tell us where we go, up or down. So when we plotted 6, 3 here a second ago, we went to the right 6, because that was the x-coordinate. And then the positive 3 tells us how much we go up or down. In this case, because it's positive, we go up 3 right there, and that would locate that point right there on the coordinate plane. Any set of ordered pairs. Now, sometimes we're going to have a set of ordered pairs we plot on there all at once. That's called a relation. And we'll talk more about that later. But let's create a set of ordered pairs here and label that. So let's make it like a T-chart here. So go ahead and draw a line down, a line over like this. We'll say these are all of our x coordinates over here and all of our y coordinates over here. And we'll just put some coordinates on here. Let's use our first one here of 6, 3. Let's say -4, 2, 3, -4, and -1, -5. Okay, so this whole thing, this set of ordered pairs, go ahead and circle that whole thing. That's called a relation. So sometimes it's in a T-chart like that. Sometimes it's just a group of ordered pairs like this that you see that are just in parentheses next to each other. Just any set of ordered pairs. The set of x-coordinates in a relation. So all of these is called the domain. So go ahead and circle this right here. All these x-coordinates in a relation. We're going to call that the domain. And then the set of y-coordinates in a relation is known as the range. Let's go ahead and circle all these y-coordinates. This is our range. You guys can still see that there. Move that up a little bit. All right, so this gives you just an idea of each one of these vocabulary terms. So you need to have created all this with me here. And it's going to give us just an idea of what we're talking about. We're going to use these vocabulary terms throughout the time we're working with ordered pairs, relations, the coordinate plane, all that stuff. Let's flip over to the back and let's start talking a little bit about plotting points on the coordinate plane. So this says find the point with the given coordinates, and then it says find the coordinates of the point. So we're going to do a few of these on the video, and then you guys will do some in class when we get back to class for this. So we're going to do, first thing is we're going to add a couple of points on here. So I want you guys to add these for me on here. So on this one, we've got several letters here, but right here at this 7 on the x-axis, I want you to put a point there and label that N. And then I want you to go down to -5 right here on the y-axis and label that M. And then go ahead and drop down to this one here, and I want you to add a couple more similar to that. Let's go to the y-axis right here at 8. Put a point there and label that M. And then let's go to -3 on the x-axis and label that one N. It's going to give us a few more points to work with here, and going to give us a little more variety with these. So, all right, number 1 is 2, 3. So what you want to do is you want to start out at the origin here at 0, 0. The first number, remember, is our x-coordinate. It's going to tell us where to go on the x-axis. It's a +2, so we go forward 2. The second number is going to tell us where to go on the y-axis. It's a +3, so we go up 3. So we're there right at D, right there. Okay, number 2, we're at -7, 4. So we start back at the origin again. This time with a negative number for our x-coordinate means we're going to be moving back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But our y is again positive, so it means 4 goes up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the location of that one is at C. Number 3 is at 7, -4. So the same numbers, but reversed in this one was -7, this one's +7. This is 4, this is -4. So just their opposites of what they were. So this time, starting at the origin, we're going to go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, because we went negative with that. So L looks like the location for that one. And then number 4 is at 0, -5. So 0, -5 means for our x coordinate, we don't go forward or backward at all, 0. And then for the y coordinate, we go down 5. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was one of the ones we added there. That's M. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some of these to do in class. We'll do them here along the side. But let's go ahead and do the other set of problems here, which says find the coordinates of the point. So this time I'm going to give you a letter, and we're going to come up together with the coordinates for that. Or have to label what the ordered pair is that will give us that location. So the first one is A. So find A on the coordinate plane there. Now there's a couple different ways to find this. I'm going to do, for 1 and 2, I'm going to do one way, and for then 3 and 4, I'll do it a different way. One way is to start back at the origin and say, okay, what would I need to do to get there? Starting first with my x coordinate. So to get directly underneath A, I'd have to go forward 2. So 2 will be the x coordinate there, and then I have to go up, looks like 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I can come up with the coordinates for where A is located. Number 2 is E. So I'm going to find E. There it is right there. Let's go back to my origin. Now think about, first of all, I'm going to go side to side. I always do the x coordinate first. So I'm going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So -8. And then from there I have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my y coordinate is 5 again. Some people I've heard explain the coordinate system as kind of like a building. Like you enter from the ground level here, and you have to go side to side before you find an elevator and then go up or down. So that helps you remember that you always have to do the x coordinate first and then the y coordinate. So I don't know if that helps you or not, but that may be helpful. Number 3 is C. This time we're going to do this one a little bit differently. So find C. Another way to do this is to go straight to the point of location there, and then to find your numbers, one way you could do this is just to see where am I at on the y or on the x-axis. So I hit the y-axis, or the x-axis, excuse me. Hit the x-axis at 4, and where am I at on the y-axis? Look over here, I'm at -8. So your numbers have to be visible to help you out with that, otherwise you'll have to count. But this can be a good way if you can see your numbers on the coordinate plane. Just say from where I am, if I look at where I'm on the x-axis and the y-axis. So let's do that again here for number 4, which is M. Let's go straight to M. If I look down and see where I hit the x-axis, I'm at 0. On the y-axis, I'm right there at 8, so 0, 8. So that's kind of another way to handle that. So you can either start at the origin and count and find your spot there, or you can actually look at your spot and just see where it lands on the coordinate plane, on the x-axis and the y-axis. All right, we'll do a little more practice with this in class, as we usually do. But this is introduction to the lesson on ordered pairs and relations.